Okay. Hey, this is Maria from Future Palace, and we're here today at Rhino Radio.
Or of Rhino Radio here again, and today, through the magic of the internet, I have the honor of chatting to Maria of Future Palace. How are you doing today, Maria?
Hi, I'm doing good. I'm happy to be here today.
Well, thank you for sharing your time with us. And we're still celebrating the release of your latest album, your first album with Future Palace, Escape. How
Yes.
was that? It was very different than you probably dreamed of.
I mean, we didn't really expect anything specifically. We were just, I mean, what do you expect when you put out your first album, and you're not extremely big already? It's just new for all of us. We're just people as you are. We're like just regular people, and it's insane to even see that anybody cares, to be honest. And the amount of streams are awesome we got so far. We are really happy to see that that the songs reached many people already. And it's insane. I already heard funny stories of people buying it somewhere in store, or the teacher of my niece has her album randomly. And these are like little things that make you feel like it's super surreal what's happening right now. And I'm just so happy that I can share it with everybody now already. Like finally, I mean.
And hopefully, if everything gets better as we hope, then in January, you're also going to be able to take it on the road if that works out.
Yes, so far everything should work out. Didn't get any other information, even though the curfew in Berlin just changed a little bit and got a little bit more strict again. But there is nothing about not playing live. They didn't say anything about it yet, and we're still looking positively, yeah, for the tour, hoping that we can still tour. But so far everything's still looking good.
Definitely crossing our fingers for that to happen.
Yes.
So I want to ask you about your prediction of the music scene. Is metal going to be more pink after your album dropped?
That's an awesome question. I don't know. We personally don't consider ourselves metal at all. It's pretty funny. I mean, it makes sense because our label has lots of metal bands. So yeah, it makes sense that people compare us to the genre, but we don't define ourselves as a metal band at all. Um, that's why I wouldn't say it turns more pinkish, but if they want to, they can do it. It's awesome. I think it's really easy to combine it. And why not? Why not combine two rough contrasts? That's what I like to do with our band. But yeah, I think so far we're not really close to metal, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know if people will want to be like if they want to be more pink after hearing our album.
So if you're going to see some guys in either denim jackets or just all those metal things around it, but also pink, you're still going to embrace them and invite them to the stage.
Yes,
Yeah,
of course.
everyone's welcome.
I'd love that.
So I want to touch on something a bit less pink. I don't know if you follow the news in the UK, but the government recently announced that they're not going to support artists that obviously are affected by the pandemic. And they even suggested the artists of all kinds, whether it's musicians or somebody from the theater, to maybe train themselves into something else to fit in with the new reality. How would you react if your government would say something like that?
Wow. Oh, wow. Yeah, actually, our guitar players currently in the UK as well, but I haven't heard of this. So they mean because of the pandemic right
Yeah.
now.
So artists
Uh,
were applying for support from the government because obviously we cannot play, we cannot go to
mm,
shows. So everyone around the arts are affected by that, hoping for the government to support in some way. But the
mm.
official reaction was, we're going to supply you with new training options so you can find something else.
Okay, that's hilarious. I think people don't understand the impact art has for us. And one of my teachers once said there should be a day when you turn off the music for the entire day. So people understand how important music is to us, even commercially, if they want to be the capitalists. Even commercially, music has a really big impact. And but also for me, most importantly, emotionally, because we're not just robots working, we're humans. And music is still a that shows us how emotional we are and how important emotions are. So I think that doesn't make sense. That person doesn't understand how what music does to us and how art affects us. And I think it should be supported because it is necessary because we would just go insane without it. I would. I don't know survive like day to day without having music or any form of art, because life would be so gray and sad without it. And also, I think it doesn't make sense because music and also like artists, for example, YouTubers or photographers, can work online. Like they're not really. Of course, it's annoying because the live shows are not there. So for musicians, it's really horrible, or actors. Um, but still, you can stream your songs and work a lot online. So you don't need to retrain. You just need to organize where you work and where you get your viewers from.
Okay.
That would be online.
And with the optimistic view of the future, as we said, you are planning on going on tour. I believe in January is your headliner, and then in March you're joining NSOK. So with the hope
Exactly.
of kind of going back to normal, do you have any fears, whether it's getting sick maybe, or poor attendance, or even restrictions just blocking everything down, or you're just thinking, I'll jump in and it's going to be great?
I'm actually pretty optimistic because I was actually surprised how fast shops were open again here in Germany. I mean, Germany is doing relatively okay compared to other countries, and I was just surprised how fast everything was open again. So I'm actually pretty optimistic. It's just a little sad now that the laws changed a little again because we had more people getting sick here. But I am still optimistic because I think we can still make it happen with maybe a different type of concert and a different type of tour where people have to be a little more far away from each other or maybe sit. But even if that would happen, it would still be a good tour because we didn't see concerts happen almost the entire year. And I would rather have a concert with people sitting than canceling the show. Yeah, so I think it will work out somehow
Okay,
if
again,
shopping is working.
again, crossing our fingers that it will be safe and successful. But
Yes, thank you.
from looking into the future, I want to actually ask you about the past. How does it feel for you to watch old videos? I know some of our viewers right now probably recognize you as PandaCore. So how does it feel for you to watch all those old videos of either doing hair stuff or old covers or anything like that?
Do you see them?
I have, I have.
Oh, yeah. To me, of course, it's a little embarrassing, some of them, but I am still proud to have them. That's why I don't delete them because they made me who I am, and they helped me a lot. Like YouTube helped me a lot to believe in myself and to understand that people are interested in what I do, whatever it was, if it was about hair, but still it did something to me. It gave me some, I don't know, it made me a little brave, if I say so, to just believe in myself. And that's what I like about YouTube because I would have never reached this many people just walking down the street that would listen to me. And yeah, also there's this thing called the YouTube Space that supports their creators and gives them an entire studio for free. That's where we recorded our first music video, maybe for free. And therefore, I was so happy. And it was also funny how life sometimes starts with a hair dyeing video, leading to having a studio for free for your band in the future. So, of course, it's a little embarrassing, but I am still proud that I did it because it gave me something. So, yeah, but it is still funny to see, of course.
And so some of your new fans and old fans started a rumor online. I don't know which one is true, so you can confront that now. But your fans, knowing where you came from, are positive that you're going to have a new video coming back of you giving hairstyling tips to Angela Merkel. Is that true?
Why did you? Of course, of course. No, that would be funny. That would be funny, funny.
So you're joining hands.
But since she has the same hairstyle for so many years, I doubt that.
You're not going to give her a new hair color or anything like that?
If she's up to, I would do it.
Okay,
Angela,
so
ich bin da.
so the challenge is there, and we cannot wait to see Angela Merkel walking down the Reichstag with some green hair or something.
That'd be awesome. I would like her more than like she would be. Yeah, it'd be cool.
Okay. Speaking about the global versus the local, you also kind of touched on that in one of your blogs in the past about deciding to go in English content and not German. I know it's not really a topic in the UK because a lot of English speakers, native speakers, believe that English is the national language for everyone. But
Mm.
when it's not your mother's tongue, you have to decide whether to either appeal to the world or be a bit more local. Did you always have positive feelings about that? Did you get negative comments from locals saying you need to be more German? Any thoughts about that?
Yes, actually, that's still a conflict I have with myself because, of course, it would make more sense to speak German, as I think YouTube puts the algorithm away that you reach the local fans first, and it's harder for you to reach out that local zone. So I think they would push German content more. But since, for me, my first thought is I have siblings in America and I want them to understand my videos fully. And I just love speaking English also, just to learn it. And I also watch a lot of Swedish YouTubers or like that are not even from the UK or from, and I'm really happy that they speak English because I wouldn't understand Swedish or Italian or Spanish, even in Europe. So I thought yeah, I want everybody to be able to understand my videos. Even some people living in Berlin don't speak German. And yeah, I thought it would just be too restricting, or I don't know if that's a word. um, yeah, so yeah, it always felt right. Also, I'm writing my English, like my lyrics in English, and it just feels right. I don't know. I made a German video recently just to try it, and because we're giving a tour in Germany, so it made more sense, of course. But I'm still sticking like to what I want. I know people sometimes they're sometimes confused why I do it, but I don't mind. I think it's cooler for everybody to be able to understand.
Yeah, the lunch party was in German.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, we almost regretted this because we translated this ourselves afterwards. We did the subtitles for 2 hours, and it was the most annoying task we ever did as a band. Really. So the next stream is going to be in English. We learned from that. Yes.
I'll be there. Um,
Awesome.
I've really enjoyed the artwork of the album, the birdcage, but there's also a phone in there. I know that the main theme of the album is kind of the hope of moving on from toxic relationships, but I was wondering if there's also a touch on social media, which is also a part of relationships as well, with that old style phone in the middle, or if there's just a comment in general, regardless of the album, about escaping social media. Is it something that you think we need to talk about, or again, coming from YouTube, which is part of social media, you still like the old social media perception?
Oh, I haven't really I think about that too all the time. The album was not about social media though. It was just really about relationships or just also relationships with yourself and past experiences. And the phone is the symbol for the song Lately, which is supposed to mean that someone is calling you or contacting you lately, like a lot lately. And that's the phone, a sign of contacting each other. But escaping social media, I think you have to see social media in a way that you cannot be sucked in. You don't be the consumer, but be the CEO of it. So understand it's possibilities and the good parts of it, but don't be sucked in by it too much. Don't obey to the entire thing. And I had to learn this myself since, as you said, I did YouTube since I was like 14 and I had a computer way earlier. And I used to be like a zombie, I would say, just a consumer. And as soon as I started to become more of a creator, I understood both sides. And now what I do is I mainly just post to be there so people who see my music can find me, and I use it more as a company would use a website, I would say. So I try to kind of make a barrier between my personal life and my social media life. Of course, I'm still using it way too much. But I think you don't have to escape it completely because there are many advantages you can take from it, but you have to distance yourself a little from it. Just not, it's not your life. That's what we need to understand.
I want to
Yeah.
wrap up on another serious question that I just like asking all musicians from all over the world. And putting the pandemic aside, it obviously reshuffled everything. But is there anything specific that you, either as a fan or as a creator, think that we either need to do more or stop doing to make it more welcoming for more people?
Welcoming, you mean the pandemic right now?
No, no, outside of the pandemic. So obviously the pandemic made it a bit more difficult for everyone to meet and everyone to process music. But as a performer, but also as a fan, you've been to shows. either because the stage is too high, the prices are too expensive? I don't know, anything specific that made you feel like it's not letting everyone in, or behind stages because it's only specific bands? I don't want to give you too many words to kind of lead your answer, but is there anything specific from your experience, either on stage or off stage, that you think the music industry, the music scene needs to change, either that fans or musicians need to do more or stop doing to make it more welcoming for either more people of more nationalities? I don't know, anything that you felt needs to change.
Yeah, okay, so actually I haven't been to extremely many concerts. I have been to a few, but and it was all in Berlin. So I made the Berlin experience, but I know for example in Russia, I think you cannot perform anything gay related on stage without being like, I don't know, imprisoned or something. And I think that is a big thing that the world needs to change, because everybody has the right to see something and enjoy something. And I'm really glad to live in a country that almost allows anything on stage, or as for the fans and for performers. And I never experienced anybody not getting let in at a concert, and I could always go with all my different friends and experience good times. But yeah, for other countries that definitely needs to change. I haven't played in Russia yet, but I heard few stories online of like artists being provocative and supporting like gay music or anything on stage and getting in trouble. And that's, for example, really, yeah, really old school thinking of them. And I think that really needs to change. But yeah, all in all, in Berlin, I didn't make bad experiences, maybe besides that people get a little brutal at metal concerts, but I think that's normal. And then I'm standing there like as a small girl, and they're like, get this fucking, and I'm like, no, let me leave. And sometimes I join it, but mostly I'm like, okay, yeah. And then I think sometimes they forget that there are like smaller people in between that cannot escape this quickly. Yeah. So yeah, but I didn't make horrible experiences yet. So hopefully I won't make horrible experiences, but yeah.
Hopefully everything will be safe again, pandemic aside, but also
Yeah.
allowing smaller people to join the basket as well safely.
Yeah.
So thanks for sharing that. So we've already mentioned Escape is already out there. We talked about the tour that's going to be mostly in Germany, if I'm mistaken. So you're not coming to the UK yet. Is there anything else you want to add to fans and listeners before we say goodbye?
About the tour or about
Anything you want to say?
no, just check out our album, and if you live nearby, come to our tour. We'd be really, really happy to see you. And yeah, check out our music if you haven't heard of us yet. I hope you will like it, or pink metal, as you said.
Okay, Maria of Future Palace, thank you very much for your time. It's been a pleasure.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.